Jim, a really good win here. How are you feeling?
Delighted, obviously, James, with the victory and the 3 points, and that's the most important thing at this time of the season is always the result. But I thought the actual overall performance was excellent, particularly in the first half. I thought we were the better team. I thought we pressed very aggressively at the top end. The front four deserve a huge amount of credit because they done most of the defending for the team in the first half and allowed the centre backs to have quite a comfortable opening 45 minutes. The second half, I thought Hibs were very good, and they came flying out of the blocks, as we knew they would, because I knew Sean and Gary Caldwell wouldn't be best pleased with their first half performance, but they tweaked their shape. They went from a back five to a back four, and it took us 2 or 3 minutes on the sidelines to get to grips with that and make the necessary changes to try and stem the flow. But there's no getting away from the fact that they were the better side in that second period, and I won't say rode our luck, because Jack Anick made 2 or 3 very good saves. One in particular, where he comes out and makes himself big. If that goes in at that particular moment, then no doubt there would be a different outcome. But just great credit to the players for being able to dig in at that particular time, and then go and score a really good goal, albeit a mistake from the Hibs player. But Conor Rowan's still got a hell of a lot of work to do, 30 yards from goal when he picks it up, and it's a brilliant strike. We've said it numerous occasions, he doesn't score many bad goals, and at 1-0 then we've got a great chance to go and extend the lead. Jordan Jones on the left hand side, who I thought was a real threat all afternoon. He was causing the right wing back and then the right back in the second half all kinds of problems. He put a great ball across the face, and we were all desperate for Alec Grieve to go and finish off a really memorable week with a goal after having made his senior international debut for New Zealand during the week.
Talking about international, Stephen Kenny, the Republic of Ireland manager, was here today. Connor scores another winner like he did last week against Aberdeen. I'm sure he'll have caught the eye. Yeah, I just met Stephen at the front door there. He came down to say hello, and I'm delighted he's here, first and foremost. I think he recognises the job that the Irish boys are doing here, and I said to him, listen, Connor no doubt will have caught the eye, but please don't look over the likes of Joe Shaughnessy and Charles Dunn either, because I thought the two of them, since we've went to a back four for the second half of the season, both of them have been outstanding. Real old-fashioned centre backs that can still play a little bit. I'm not going to do them any disrespect. They're still very good footballers, but they're warriors, they're leaders. They organise the boys in front of them. They put their head and their bodies on the line constantly, week after week. We should have had a clean sheet on Tuesday night against Motherwell, but for a mistake came here to a really difficult venue against a good team, against good players, and kept another clean sheet. And along with Jack Anick, I think the two centre backs deserve a huge amount of credit as well. So I hope Stephen Kenny is going away not only with a good report about Conor Ronan having scored the goal, but also Jack Anick and Charles Dunn. They're both at a good age. I'm sure Perry won't mind me not mentioning him, albeit he probably thinks he could still go and do a job there. And with the performances that he's put in consistently this season, I wouldn't be surprised if he could either. Building up real momentum after coming back from the winter break, how pleasing has that been? Well, listen, winning games of football gives any group confidence, and it doesn't matter what level of football you're playing at or what level of sport you're playing at. When you're winning, it just gives you a good feeling, and you play with a little bit more freedom. And I thought we saw that here tonight. The game on Tuesday night was a horrendous game of football. The conditions were terrible. Motherwell made it a real dogfight, and we had to go to battle on Tuesday night. But here today, I thought we'd get a bit more time and a bit more space on the ball, and we did. And we played some very, very good football in the first half. Apart from the opening 10-15 minutes of the second half, I didn't think there was a great deal between the two teams in the last half hour. Obviously Hibs threw everything at us in the end, and we had to stand strong and see it through. And delighted for the supporters again that have travelled through. Our away support this year has been terrific. We'd like to try and put some more numbers on the gate at home, and but the boys here away from home have been excellent. You feel like these sort of performances and results can be what sort of does that and gets more fans back in? Well, of course, I think if you're winning games and the supporters are getting to come and see some good football and some goals, then obviously people want to come and watch that. It's up to me and the players to put a good product on the park that encourages the people of Paisley to come and get behind their team. At the same time, the board need to give us that support financially to go and get better players, and that's what we're trying to do.
year on year, I think the squad has gradually improved. We know where we are at in terms of trying to compete with Hibs and Hearts and Aberdeen, Dundee United. They have got bigger fan bases, bigger money to spend. We're not mumping and moaning about it. We just need to use our money wisely, and I think we have done in the main in the last 3 seasons. And listen, we'll not get too carried away. It's just one result. We've got an extremely difficult game coming up on Wednesday night against St Johnstone, who are fighting for their lives down the bottom of the table. And we know what that's like. We've been there ourselves, so we can't underestimate them on Wednesday. We've got to go and put on another professional performance. I think the game will probably be very similar to the game we saw on Tuesday against Motherwell, because St Johnstone, are that type of team as well, where they make it a battle, and we have to roll our sleeves up and get stuck in again.
And just finally, is there any update on Eamon Brophy?
Brof's got a meeting on Monday with a specialist. We had the results of the MRI scan back. He has done some damage to the ligaments on the outside of his right ankle. There could possibly be a little bit of bone damage at the back of the heel, so that's the bit that we're concerned about at the moment, and that's why he's going to go and meet the specialist in Glasgow on Monday and get an opinion from him. And hopefully, it'll be a good outcome on Monday, but if it's not, then so be it. And I must say, Alex Grieve, who came in for his first start for the club, deserves a huge amount of credit as well. He's something a little bit different to Curtis and Eamon and Lee Irwin, and we decided to give him his first start today, and I didn't think he let anybody down. I thought he was excellent. He blew a gasket in the end, as did Jordan Jones, because they haven't played enough football regularly this season, but he's one that we're very, very pleased with at the moment.
Jim, well done today, and thanks very much.
Thanks, James.